Hey guys, it's your girl Shay. Welcome back to another plant video. So in today's video, I'm going to take you on a tour of this cute plant shop called Plant and Curio. So this is downtown Ottawa. It's on Preston. So let me give you the exact address because I'm so excited to give you a tour of this shop. So it's 173 Preston Street, Ottawa, Ontario, and I will put the description and address and everything in the description box and the comment section. But I decided to just take a tour of, what does Ottawa have to offer in terms of plants. Now I'm really excited to hear that you guys really loved the other plant video that I made. So I took you guys plant shopping. If you want to see that, I'll link it down below. And I got a lot of comments about people saying that they're also from Ottawa. They never heard about this plant store that I had shown, and they're gonna check out my plant shop and all that stuff. So I thought, you know what? Okay, there's a bunch of you out there, and I'm so happy to have you on my channel. I want to take a tour of what does Ottawa have? What kind of plants do we have? Where can I buy like rare, uncommon plants? So I thought, let's Google it. This was the second shop that showed up, so it's Plant and Curio on Preston, and I thought, you know what, let's just take a nice little drive and let's just see what they have to offer. So I walked into the store and I immediately went up to the cash and I was greeted by two young women, and they were very pleasant, and I introduced myself, told them that I do have a YouTube channel and that if it would be okay for me to film their plants and just do like a plant tour, and they were very sweet enough to let me film in their store, and they were like, yeah, for sure, go ahead, tag us, all that. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. Now I asked for permission because I just want to make sure, just want to cover all my bases. You don't want to impede on anybody's privacy, especially when you're filming in a public space. So I just wanted to cover that base, and they were okay with that. So I wanted to take you on a tour of the plants that they do have. Now, being in Ottawa, I've definitely seen some very uncommon plants here. I saw a Scindapsus, I believe it was called. Here's some Hoya compacta. This is a Monstera stanleyana. Like, these are plants that I wouldn't normally see like in a grocery store or like Canadian Tire. So I was like, oh, this is great. They also have a website where they list all their plants and their prices. And these pots are actually handmade ceramics by the owner of the shop. She sells a bunch of clay ceramics that she hand makes, hand paints, all that stuff. And I just thought it was great. Like, I actually saw a lady in the store with me and she was looking to buy a plant pot. And I was like, you're with all these plants and you don't want to buy any? So it was really cool. People really do come there just to buy the pots. But I think they're beautiful. Each pot was kind of matched to the aesthetic of the plant. I think it just went well. Like, I feel like if you were looking at a plant, you saw the pot, I think you would want to buy the pot as well. So there's pricing for everything. I had to pull the little planter nursery pots out to see the pricing. That was the only thing I didn't like because I didn't want to disturb any of the plants. So if you are going in here to browse, just make sure that all the pricing is going to be on the nursery pots. So you have to get them out. There was some plants up higher near the ceiling that I could not reach. So I'm sure you could ask the staff, be like, hey, how much is this? Blah, blah, blah. They're super friendly. They want to chat with you. Actually, a fun story. So my dad came with me and he kind of made a joke to the staff and was like, hey, do you know how to take care of polka dot plants? Because I've killed 5 now. So they laughed and they gave him a little card and they told him he can email them personally. He can send pictures of the said plant that he was having problems with, and they could kind of diagnose it and give him some advice. And diagnose, they did. Okay, I saw the email. That was the best customer service I have ever seen. It's one thing to have a plant shop, but it's another to be very friendly, personable, want to talk to your customers, want to problem solve. And I was like, so to me, that person went above and beyond. They didn't have to do that. They did it, and for free. So I definitely appreciate that. I definitely am a person who likes personality. You know what I mean? So if I go into a shop, does the shop owner seem warm, welcoming, or are they giving off that impression that I'm annoying them, or they don't want to answer questions? So that definitely incorporates a lot into how I view the shop. And to me, there was nothing but warmth here, honestly. I felt welcomed. Everybody was kind of chatting. They were also doing some plant chores in the background. They were chatting with my parents, just making jokes and explaining the different plants. And I even saw that the lady who was looking for the pot was being helped, and when she couldn't find the pot that she wanted, they suggested other pots and etc. So I thought that was great. I definitely think the variety of plants here is definitely top tier. I saw some plants that were uncommon, like for example this Syngonium albo. I believe this was $42. Now this was on the pricier end, but I have definitely seen this plant sold online for a lot more. To have this plant in person, like to be able to touch it, to see it, and just purchase it, that's great, because most of the time you can only order this plant online. Another thing I liked is that they had different varieties of plants, different variations. So they would have multiple Syngonium albos, so you didn't have to get stuck with just choosing that single one. You could choose another. And one thing that caught my eye was the manjula pothos, which is right here. And I've been wanting this for so long, and I actually bought a cutting on Etsy, and I'm just too impatient to let it grow because I want it to grow and size up on a moss bowl. So I was like, okay, how much is this? $22? That is such a good price, because girl, they are selling $20 for one cutting. You heard me, $20 for one cutting. Okay, so now I had this huge, healthy, just big leafed pothos, and I was just in awe, and I just love the variegation, and these pothos give large leaves. So I was like, oh, I have to get this. So of course I had to purchase that, you know what I mean? And then there was a bunch of other plants that I haven't seen anywhere in Ottawa. Like, look at this Joe Pi. Like, I know Richie's had just recently got their first Joe Pi's recently. So this is like a rare philodendron. I didn't get to see the price on that one because it was a little bit too high up, and I don't want to disturb any of the plants. But just seeing all the different varieties just made me happy, you know? And these seem to be very affordable pricing to me. Obviously, if you're looking at the more rarer versions, they're going to come with a price tag, obviously, because they're more uncommon. But I think in the plant community, I feel like tissue culture is making a lot of these plants more accessible to people and more affordable. Like, for example, the Monstera Thai constellations, they are now in like Canadian Tire and Richie's for $40. That's still pricey to me, but it is coming down. And I've seen videos where people are paying like $100 plus for this plant. So yeah, couldn't be me. Here is a pothos Enjoy, and I believe this is one of those succulents, and I think it just looks so cool. You know, they had a lot of things that were very unique looking, and just the aesthetic, the vibe. I think everything was set up so perfectly. Everything wasn't cramped, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like if I backed up I would knock some plants down. The plant pot's very beautiful. To me, it was giving like a neutral aesthetic, and I liked it. So when you come to Preston to view the shop, it is on the right-hand side, so you will have to park along the street. The only thing that was difficult was finding a parking and just being able to stop. So as soon as I identified the shop, I was like, okay, where can we pull over? So that's just a little bit of a challenge, so I just want to let you guys know. I think there is paid parking, so there is parking meters, but if you want to stop by, maybe if you are walking, that would be a great opportunity for you to just kind of walk and just explore and just go say hi, you know what I mean? I just think it was just such a great shop and great location. I'm just shocked that I hadn't heard about this shop from before, because, you know, obviously I'm looking for plants. I only know of like the kind of bigger box stores, which is like Richie's and Canadian Tire. So seeing a locally owned business, smaller shop, it really made me feel good, and it made me want to support more locally. So of course I had to purchase some things, and they don't just sell plants, so they also have like plant supplies, so soil mixes. They had sphagnum moss, they had obviously the clay pots, the ceramics, just different things. They actually had some orchids, and I believe that they team up with other Ottawa small businesses, because they had a giant shelf with like body lotions and creams and candles and all that stuff. So I think it's definitely like a partnership type of thing, and I have seen a lot of the products that they were promoting at the flea market. So it's definitely an Ottawa based thing. So if you are in Ottawa, definitely check this out. Let me know if you guys have ever been there. Maybe it's like a hidden gem and I just hadn't discovered it. So let me know. And I just wanted to show you guys what they had to offer. I honestly cannot stop speaking about the aesthetic, because I think it just had an aesthetic for everybody. You know, the clay ceramic pots, it had the hanging baskets, they had these like plastic pots, they had all these little trinkets and stuff. I just thought it was very cute. They also had some trailing plants. So I remember seeing a philodendron Brazil, and it was trailing all along the ceiling. It was just beautiful. And I know it takes like years to get a plant to like trail like that, because you kind of have to train it, and I just thought that was really cute. You know, it definitely felt like somebody who really loves plants is here. You know, sometimes I go into shops and it looks like they are just selling plants, like they have no passion, they don't have a care, they don't know about the plants. Whereas here I felt like if I had a question about a plant, like a specific plant, they would definitely answer it, or they would find a way to answer the question. You know, I don't feel like I would be annoying anybody, or I would kind of be met with like, I don't know, just annoyance. I've definitely been to a plant shop where I asked a question and I was kind of brushed off, you know, and I could definitely tell like the person didn't know about plants, but it's okay. You can't win them all, you know what I mean? So I just really cannot stop talking about the aesthetic of this place. Oh, and they also had these 2 like greenhouse cabinets, which I thought were great. They had their little fans going on, very nice and white and clean. There was this plant, it was called I think it's called a time-sensitive plant. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a motion-sensitive plant. So like you touch it and it starts to close up, and then eventually it will open back up. And I just thought that was so cool. Plants are amazing, you know? And there was a bunch of plants that I have never even seen. Like, for example, this one, I saw the fuzzy petioles and I'm like, oh, is this a philodendron, like a gloriosum or a verrucosum? And nope. I can't even remember what it was. They also had a few like rare epipremnums. So this is like the pinatum, I believe like the elbow or marble version. They had a bunch of cacti, a bunch of larger plants. They had medium size, smaller pots. The thing for me is all about affordability, right? So if I go into a plant shop and I literally could not see myself buying anything, I'm not really going to shop there. It's definitely out of my price range. But I felt here there's something for everybody. You know, if you're looking for an investment plant where you don't mind spending a quick buck, then here it is for you. I think you could definitely find your price range around here depending on how much you want to spend. And if you are not the type of person who likes to go in person, you can definitely shop online, do some browsing, maybe even come in with a specific plant in mind like I did. I knew I wanted to get the pothos manjula, and I came in, found the price, and got my plant. Now, something I want to speak about is how willing the staff is to talk about the plant care for a specific plant. So for example, if I was a new plant person and I just wanted to get into a plant, they would definitely be helpful and like give me advice on how to care for it, what type of soil, what type of light conditions, because I was overhearing somebody discussing things like that, being like, yeah, you should put it in this corner, like a south-facing window and all that. So I think you're in definitely good hands. Very friendly. They have an Instagram page where they post their new arrivals, and I'm so excited because they have a Florida ghost. They just got that in last week and I'm like, ooh, I want that, but it's a bit pricey. So if you made it this far in the video, comment some leaf emojis and let me know what was your favorite plant in this video today. And if you have multiple, go ahead, feel free, leave them down below. If you are from Ottawa, what is your favorite plant shops? And if you're not from Ottawa, still let me know what's your favorite plant shops in your area. I'm so curious. I wish we had a Lowe's here in Canada. I don't even know if we do, but anyways, I feel like when you would go to this store, Plant and Curio, you would definitely be finding things that were like, I don't know, it's like maybe you weren't looking for them in particular, but you found them, you know, a bunch of rare variegated plants or like these uncommon cacti, and I don't know, maybe you might find a good deal. So I just thought it was really cool. But yeah, if you're just looking for like a weekend stroll, you want to kind of come in, I guarantee that Plant and Curio is welcome to have you in. And I felt very greeted, very welcomed. I got a nice warm welcome. And I did tell them I was going to post this video, so I will send it to them. But I hope you guys enjoy if you guys are watching. And yeah, if you're watching for the plant shopping, I hope this satisfied your little itch, you know. I like to watch these videos because I like to see what there is to offer in other people's areas. So maybe you guys have plants that I don't have. So I'm hoping that people who are not in Ottawa will watch this video and kind of see what varieties are out there. And maybe they can order online. You never know, okay? But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.